Hey YouTube, this is a 1984 Washburn Hawk. See, it says Hawk on the truss rod cover. As you can see in the background, quite a fan of the Washburn Wing series, which is what these are. Burn there as well. So I will do a Washburn Wing series video, I think, at some point, just because I've got them all hanging on the wall. I wanted to look them all out before I did this one. This is just new to me. So 1984, yeah. Ooh. So one of the reasons it egged me on to buy this one is because if you look at this guitar here, this is a Washburn Tour 24 Telecaster style guitar, which is the same colour, and it's like that's a good enough excuse for me to want to buy another one. If you notice on that one, the bridge has been replaced by a Yamaha bridge. Facebook's an amazing thing. See, just when I got that maybe about 2 years ago, I was like, oh, that's not the original bridge, I wonder what it is. So I stuck it on Facebook, and I think it was probably one of the Japanese Facebook pages, and it was like, anyone know what this is? And then 10 minutes later someone was like, oh, that's what's on my Yamaha SG 1500, I believe is what that came from. So this one had its original bridge, which was broken, which I can't find. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have thrown it out. I was going to show you it, but it's like a sort of Floyd Rosey type thing. But if you look at it, if you look into the back, there's a really, really weak part where it joins sort of this part of it here, sort of the last bit is joined onto the rest of the block, and it's kind of joined on by two wee tiny bits, just like a moulded thing that are just like there's a couple of millimeters. It's just snapped. So I'd imagine very much that's what happened to the same bridge, which would have been on the Telecaster long before I bought it. So this one I fitted a Floyd Rose. This is a German Scholler Floyd Rose, which I had, if you look in my previous videos, in my baby metal guitar, because it was the only black one I had. But I was never really happy with it in there because it was kind of worth more than what the guitar was. And also the block on the back is very long. So on a normal guitar, the block sticks out the back, you know, only 10mm, if that, probably 5mm, but it means you couldn't put the back cover on. And this guitar must be slightly thicker than the baby metal guitar, so it fits inside this one perfectly. It also, on the baby metal one, it's like because it was so long, the springs kind of went at a funny angle because they were coming out. You know, as you imagine, the springs kind of came down like this sort of thing. Didn't look, or it worked okay, but didn't look perfect. So yeah. So this is, I believe, called a BBB model for the colour scheme, because if you look inside the neck pocket on the Telecaster, it's got BBB written on it in black marker pen, but it's still there, making me think that that's what it is. Because if you're into the Washburns, you'll know that they had a series called the BBR, which are basically this, apart from all the white bits were red, so it's black with a red binding on the, I mean, it's got a binding on the neck, even though it's black on a black neck, which is kind of pointless, and it's got binding around the headstock, which is black on a black guitar, which is kind of, you can't see it either. At least they decided to put a couple of wee white pinstripes around here so you can actually see the fact that it's got binding on it. So the BBR ones, which these appear to be, if you look at the specs, like in the catalogues for the normal Hawk, you know, the normal guitars rather than the BBR ones, they're not exactly the same as these, whereas these are the BBR ones, apart from without the R. Yeah, I think I'm waffling on a little bit there. So this is 1984, as is the Telly. It's a set neck, this one. It's got a flat top, whereas the earlier ones have like a carved top. These ones, you can see them in the wall here. I'll do a video of these later. That's a Raven, Hawk, Eagle, Falcon, Eagle, and the more impressive the bird, the more expensive the guitar. You know, like an Eagle's better than a Falcon, better than a Hawk, better than a Raven, and the bass, which I always thought was stupidly named, it's a Scavenger, and it's like, why couldn't they have called it? Well, there is another, the one I've got I don't have is a Vulture, which is kind of like the Falcon, apart from it's a bass, whereas the bass I've got, the Scavenger, is very much the Raven, if you know what I mean. I'll do a video of them later. Yeah, so this one doesn't have, this one's got a much thinner neck on it than the others. I've seen an advert for it, and it's for modern lightweight, no, not lightweight, modern two-finger playing, two-hand playing techniques. You know, 'cause it's 1984, so it's like Van Halen, so it's for finger tapping. Yeah, which means it's thinner. I'd imagine people probably complain because the necks on them are really chunky, which I like. I mean, it's a nice thing, but this is a bit more normal. If you want to look at it that way. These pickups are in the catalogue, which you can find on, is it matsumoku.org, even though these aren't made Matsumoku, but you can get the catalogue for the BBR ones. These are washburn eliminator pickups, and see they've got 2 screw holes, 2 screws to adjust them, which is a much better idea. It means you can adjust them so they sit perfectly and below the strings, which I like, but no one seems to do anymore. Yeah, what else is it? Ebony fretboard, fingerboard. It's got it doesn't have branded washburn tuners like these 3, which have got I think there was a factory change in 1983, I think. So I think the last of these ones in 1983. I think the Eagle's 82. That's 81. That's 8. These are between 80 and 82. Are those 4, and this is a later on one. So it's not the ideal hawk. I have actually bought a hawk. It's in Denmark just now. My pal's going to send it over to me. He's trying to do the CITES thing just now to try and so I actually get it here in Scotland. But I saw this hawk, even though so I do have the full range of the guitars in 19. But apart from this, isn't the right one. This is a more the later on ones. So I think these were made by a factory called Cushion. Yeah, so it's got push-pull coil splits for both the pickups. See, it's kind of routed in below. You can see it's got routed in below, which the carved top ones are as well. But I assumed it's because it's a carved top, but no. And according to the guy who designed that, whose name is H. Noble, I can't remember what his Japanese name is. He did ARIA stuff. He invented this idea of making it thinner behind the volume control, so there's enough thingy. But it means that what it does mean is that you leave the top much thicker, so it's much less likely that the volume controls are going to get punched through, which often happens with these guitars. For example, this one, which I have just the other day put a Telecaster plate on, to this metal plate. It wasn't there, and what had happened was it'd been dropped, and these had been punched through slightly, so it cracked the top all the way along there. So I just kind of put it on, basically just to hide the dents. It's one of those things that I was thinking, do I want to make it less original? But look at it, it's all rusty and stuff and dented, so it's not going to affect the fact that it's probably worth more with this on it, because no one would know. Yeah. So, yeah, so enough noise. This is me playing through my wee Laney VC15. Don't have any pedals plugged in, just got a foot switch that turns on the reverb and changes to the drive channel. So let's bridge back up. Split it to a coil split. We try and angle the camera down a bit, it keeps slipping. You can see the guitar. That's a little bit better. Then neck pickup as a humbucker. And then neck pickup split, so it's a single coil. Is that camera falling down again? That's really annoying. Maybe if I tilt the computer down forward, it will make it. Not more in it. Back to humbucker mode. And there we get to my, these guitars aren't absolutely perfect. I do love, I mean they look absolutely stunning, it's the best shape of guitar ever, but you really can't get up to the high frets easily at all. It's 22, and really, you can get to it if you're just going for one note, but it's dead tight. This cutaway here isn't far enough in to get like a really good feel on it. Yeah, actually weight-wise, this one balances quite a bit better than some of the other ones up here. I wonder if it's because it's got a thinner neck, so it's not as neck heavy. I'll go for some clean sounds using the. What I've just remembered now is it's got Floyd Rose on it. This is only set for downbend only because I didn't write out. You know, there's no upbend on it. It's just fixed to the body, which is the same as what happened to this one as well, actually. It's got its own slightly different Floyd Rose clamp up at the top as well. Actually, it's actually got like a plastic nut. Then it's got the clamps, but they're just tight up against it. It's not like I think there was the Floyd Rose patented system was pretty much more to do with this than it was to do with this part, because he didn't really invent these things, because that's how you tune a violin, I think. You know, the fine tuner. So the thing that he really patented was the locking nut, which is why a lot of old Ibanez's or things round about this either don't, they don't actually have the official Floyd Rose license on them, even though. So it's got like a separately done. Actually, and all the bits were there, which I think is probably quite rare for something like this as well. Yeah. So I might just do a wing video in 5 minutes, actually. So I'm so I can remember what it was I said in this video and don't repeat myself crazily. So 1984, Washburn could be same as a BBR, BBB, Hawk, and in 1984 they had the name written on the headstock, which it's kind of funny, these guitars, because when they were about, there wasn't there's not really very much information about how many there were, and all you've got is a few catalogues, and before the days of internet and all that stuff, nobody knows what they are, so you very often see them named wrongly. People selling, Washburn Hawk, and it's not, it's a Falcon or an Eagle. Or actually, there's a guitar called a Scavenger, which which it isn't a Scavenger because the Scavenger's a bass. Yeah. Rock and roll.